Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining the show. We're up to episode 86. So thanks for everybody joining. Nemzzy messaged me this afternoon and asked if he could come on here and show one of the things that he's got that he just put out this week. So we will talk about that. Thanks, Next Level and Rojas, for sending some of your folks. I guess you just ended a show, sending some of your folks over here. So thank you very much. Trooper, nice to see you. Cam, thanks for you guys joining over here in the chat. Hold on a second. Let me roll through here. Nemzzy with his pipe going on over there. So we got Aaron. Thanks for joining. Granny. She doesn't look like a granny. Granny, thanks for joining. Evelyn. Nature Man was here. I'm not sure if he's gone. Gavin, Michael, DVD. He's in here. I think he's drinking some beer. I'm working on my beer. Eddie G, thanks for joining. JJ Cord Cutter, thanks for joining me. Alban, as always, you're always here. Thanks for watching. Bama, going through John Todd, which I like your last name, not so much your first name. So thanks for watching. Nibson, thanks for joining the show. Rojas, Paper People fan. Ralph, Roland, Brooklyn Cord Cutters, and I'll just stop at that because Patty D. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for joining in on my Friday evening show where we talk about streaming options and things that may work for you, and we try to give you different options. Some may work for you and work for your taste, and some may not. But I try to give you the information, and then you try it out and decide what works. I'm not going to tell you what to use. Not going to tell you what services to buy. But the main thing is just to inform you. That's what this show is about, is trying to inform you and ask people to come on. I've said this numerous times. Nemzzy knows me for a long time. I've always put myself out there. If people want to join the show, more than welcome to join the show. Just message me. I'm pretty easy to get along with, as long as you don't act like a dick on the show. And even if some people act like a dick, sometimes I'll let them be a dick, because sometimes it's good to find out who a dick is. And if they act a dick, then you know it. So, yeah, I like to have people on here. Show what work is, what things are interesting to you, try to inform people. So that's what this show's about. Thanks for coming on. Nemzzy, how are you doing?
I'm good, bud. Yourself?
I've been well. For anybody that follows me on Facebook will know that today I went out with my buddy, went out to the shooting range and had a good time. For you non-Americans, you don't know that, we can go out with it. There's different gun ranges, and he had bought two weapons months and months ago. I hadn't went out shooting them because he had some back problems. But we went out today and shot and had a good time. My shoulder is going to be sore tomorrow. It was something else. So if you're following me on Facebook, you'll be able to watch some of the video that I posted up there. So, yeah, it's a good time. It was fun, a little hot, and I enjoy going out to the range. It's fun. It can be expensive depends on what weapon you take out there with you. Some of those, I know that his weapon probably costs 75 cents to $1 a shot. So. And I know we shot that. We probably about 100. No, 200 of that weapon. And then I went through a bunch of 45. So good times. So that was what I did today. I don't know. Are you still in lockdown, Nemzzy?
Yeah, technically we are, but it's not a strong lockdown anymore. Not many people are following it. We can go out, we can meet other people now from other households, told to keep the 2 meter distance, but no one actually does anymore. I think everyone's just had enough now, and it's the virus is only killing mainly over 70 people who are over 70 or with health conditions. So the rest of us are just getting on with our lives.
Yeah, well, there are younger people that are dying from it, but most times
very rare.
There is some underlying issue. Usually, now that's not hard rules, but from what I've seen in the news, if you have some underlying issues, there are healthy people that have died from it, but
there are.
But the chances are actually in your favor if you're not in that demographics of being old with health issues. That's true.
In the UK, I think we've had 50,000 deaths, and about 47,000 of them have been over 70. So, and obviously they have discovered that it seems it's more likely to kill. Well, it's quite relevant at the moment. It's more likely to kill black people and ethnic minorities than it is a white person. So, even the virus seems to be racist at the moment.
Yeah, yeah, and that goes back to possible underlying issues. It could be possible diabetes or high blood pressure, and they don't really know. They don't know. It's a lot of guesswork. They guess at what these are. So the main thing is we've all been trying to be careful. We know that there's going to be an influx again because as people get out and do stuff, it's going to happen. It's going to.
It's natural. It's
The numbers
naturally
gonna
going to
spike.
increase, but
Yeah,
you got to weigh the odds, haven't you? That if you keep everyone locked down, people are going to lose jobs. People are losing their money. So it's like,
yeah,
what do? You're dying on one hand, and you're going to die on the other. Some people are going to die on the other hand. But if we all still stay locked down and all start losing our jobs, then economies are going to crash. Businesses are going to fail. People are going to lose their jobs. People are going to commit suicide because they're depressed, and so.
yeah. It's a tough thing. I mean, I
Balancing out
think
for
that.
any government.
Yeah, and I know we in our states, people think nationally, but states have all handled it a little bit differently. So hopefully things get better for us all. And my heart goes out to different people that have struggled with this. I do know nobody directly with my family, but I do know I have friends that have had people that passed away from complications of this. So it's a real thing, and there is complications to it, and hopefully we're kind of getting on the backside of that. So, and we get out.
I've known people that have had it. I've not known any. I've known people. I've not personally known people have died. I've heard of people that have
Yep.
died, but I've known friends who've had it and then obviously pulled through from it. I took the test actually last week to the antibody test. I paid for that just to see if I'd had it because I thought I had it, but it came back negative, so I haven't had it yet. So it's something I've got to look forward to.
Well, the thing about the antibody test, when they've showed it on when they've talked about it in the U.S., there's like 10 different tests that they could possibly give you for the antibody, and some of them are 50-50 on their accuracy is about 50-50, and some are 70-30. And to me, that's not really good odds if you think about it, because 50-50 means, okay, that's a 50-50 chance to right and a 50-50% chance to wrong. So do you believe either way? And 70-30 is really not that good. That's still a pretty big chunk that they could be incorrect. And so how do you believe it either way? So
the ones in the UK we've got are 97% accurate. The ones
all right,
that
well,
are
then you guys are
selling
a
there.
step up. Well, maybe we need to reach over there to see what tests are running. But when I've watched the news, there's a few different tests, and they said, yeah, well, some are better than others. Okay, well, so we'll see what happens. So we'll see. We'll get to see what happens. Stay safe, y'all. Try to be smart. Safe distancing as much as possible. But like I had told some of my friends, I said, you can't stay locked up forever. It's not going away.
It's not going anywhere.
It's not. It's going to be around for a while. And so you just be smart about what we're doing. So
it's going to do the rounds just like the flu for the rest of our life. For the rest of our lives, without a doubt.
It will. It's going to be around. It's going to be around. So
yeah.
Kenny, I see Kenny joined. I see numerous people, Brooklyn Cord Cutters. I don't know if I've said anything. Air Picks, thanks for you joining. And so we'll get Nemzzy. Let's go ahead and start with you. So in case something comes up and you got to jump, we'll go ahead and talk about what the new feature that you talked about earlier in the week and what it was, and why you thought about it, and that kind of stuff.
I don't know what made me think about it. Is sometimes like when I'm watching sports stuff and that, and sometimes you find that you've got lots of links. And you'll be watching it, and Mank would always like ring me, "Oh, what bloody link are you watching? Mine keeps buffering and all that." And also for the fact that cinemas at the moment are still currently closed in the UK. I don't know about the US. And you are actually still not allowed to go around people's houses or anything like that. So I thought of come to my mind. It turns out Plex have actually only just done it as well, which I didn't know. But I thought of a way of how can we have it that you could have like a family film night, but obviously in separate houses for Kodi users. And yeah, so I came up with a feature called Watch Party, which I added into Nemesis. I wasn't sure if it was going to work. I knew what I wanted it to do. I wasn't sure if it was possible to do, and obviously all the complications. But yeah, it seems to. I've done a load of testing on it. Well, it's been live in Nemesis for a couple of days now, so I don't know if people have tried it. I've not heard anyone say that they've tried it and it doesn't work. But every test I've done on it works, and it works actually pretty a lot better than what I expected it to. I think so I'm probably develop it a bit more in the future. An idea I was toying with is when the watch party starts, then is maybe look like a little chat bubble pops up or something, so you could actually chat to each other.
Yeah,
As
because
well.
you and I
But
talked about that. Because one of the things when we talked about that, because after you talked about that you were encoding it early week, I said, well, Plex has a thing that's like that. They offered it. It's been out for maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't. It's not long, which is a watch party. And the downside to the watch party, in my opinion, was that what I have to do is, like, say if Blue and I and ARB. So if you guys watch our show Wednesday nights at 5 p.m. East Coast time, 10 p.m. UK time, we have a show called Player Pass, which we talk about movies. So in case you haven't heard about it, 5 p.m. on Wednesday nights. So we talk about movies, and so we had we did a test with Andrew, myself, and Blue. Watched a movie. We watched The Pursuit of Happiness. She set it up on her Plex. We all and you add your. She's able to add the people she wants, and then we all join. And then once she starts it, then the movie starts. Now, what we did is we opened StreamYard and we muted our mics, so our mics wouldn't work, but we could hear each other if we wanted to. And then what we would do is, if something came up where you wanted to share, like, oh, I can't believe he did that, we would unmute and say it, and if the other two would hear it, but it didn't stop the movie. The cool thing about Plex thing is you're able to pause it. Any of them can pause it if someone has to use the bathroom or whatever. But the downside, the only thing I found difficult was you had to create this other option, Skype or a Hangouts or something, where if you wanted to say, oh, I can't believe that just happened, or I knew that was going to happen, that interaction, when you're watching a movie, you're not going to talk the whole time, but there's times where you'll say something to whoever's watching it with you.
yeah,
And that was the only downside for the Plex thing that I found, is that was the only thing missing. But we found a workaround, and it worked well. But you came up with the same idea now with yours. So someone creates a watch party in the add-on, correct?
yeah. So basically, someone can so they find a link in the add-on, and then they can create a watch party. And then what my server does is, to make it easy, it generates them just a 5-digit code, and then it gives them 5 minutes, and it starts counting down. You get a timer on the screen, basically saying party code and how long you've got left until the code expires. And then all you do is you give that code to the other person. At the moment, my watch party only supports 2 people. I am going to add it so you can set how many people you want to join the party, and then the film won't start until all have joined. But I would then say, give you the code. You would, on the main menu of Nemesis AIO, you can see it says join a watch party. You'd hit that, enter your code, and then that would start whatever the link was on both devices, literally within the maximum as a second apart. But literally, it's almost instantaneously. So you're both at the exact same point,
Right.
and going through it.
So again, like you said, the point of is that you're watching at the same time. I never thought about something that you said. You said you thought about doing it for sporting events. That is an awesome idea for the watch party, because there's nothing better. I mean, movies, yes, there's times when you watch movies with other people, but the sporting events, to be able to watch sporting events with a friend or two or whatever, and to be able to talk smack during a sporting event, that's a great idea, because then you are, that there's that interaction, like especially if it's somebody that doesn't like the team, or
Well, it works. It works.
opposing
It does
team.
work. Yeah, it does work with the sporting events. I mean,
Yeah, that's what you said. I thought that's a great idea.
you can test it on your end, and we can broadcast. The MLB Network. That's a free one, isn't it? You'd be able to broadcast maybe like 10 seconds of that over YouTube without getting into trouble. Or is that one that might get you a flag?
No. I didn't even think about the getting in trouble part. I didn't
Well,
even think about that. Yeah, I didn't
tonight
even
for the
think about
testing, we can use YouTube trailers.
Yeah. The only thing that YouTube will do, the only thing YouTube's going to do is YouTube will just say that's owned by Sony, and any money generated from it will go to Sony, which is that's cool. That's fine, because then I don't get in trouble for showing a sporting event or a movie. You're showing a trailer, which means they just receive the funds, like it does for my Wednesday night show. So that's not a problem. So
yeah, I figured for testing that we need
that's
to be
a good
careful
idea.
what-
That's a good idea.
It works for pretty much everything, but obviously I figured for testing we need to be careful what we show. On your
I
channel.
didn't even. You're correct. That didn't even really dawn on me.
See, I'm thinking of your channel for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, because I didn't even think about. Oh well, we'll just show a movie starting. But I mean, unless you could do it, but you'd have to start the movie within 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah, each user has control of their own Kodi, so there isn't a master user. So obviously the idea is it will start the link at the same time. It won't. So then each person has control of their own Kodi.
Okay, so if somebody stops it though, so if I stopped it, yours will still complete. Yours still play.
Mine would still keep playing.
Okay, so people would have to make sure not to go on.
Don't stop it, or if you're going for a piss, then you're gonna have to run.
Yeah, you have to run. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I've gone ahead and setting up Kodi on here.
We'll do it both ways, obviously, so people can see the either end, what it looks like from the starter and the.
Yep.
So
I got to make sure I've got my screen.
Right. You're saying that I'm actually checking I've got the right version of my add-on. No, I haven't.
Okay, so I've got mine up. That means I got to go to this website. Hold on a second. Pin system.
Oh yeah, do you want me to grab your pin quickly?
I'm grabbing it. I'll go the long way around. I'll go the way of like a user. So I gotta wait. All right, so I have it. I gotta copy it. So I got that. So I'll click that, and I will paste, copy, paste, done. Okay, I'm in. Okay, so mine is set up. And then you want to? Are you going to share your screen?
Can we do a split screen? Can we?
Yeah, I can. You can. Yours will pop up as another. It should pop up as another window here. It may not be.
Do you see my screen?
Yeah. So yeah. All right. So I see you there. Hold on a second. I don't see my. All right. There's us. 4, 3. Boom. So there's your shared screen. Add to stream. Okay. So what I have to do is I'll have to jump back and forth. Hold on a second, Nemzzy. I gotta grab me one more beer because it's beer 30. Okay, so your screen is showing. All right, I'll let you fix your screen because you're showing. All right, so that's I'm showing your screen now. So you're going to create.
So I'm going to create a watch party. So obviously you come into the thing, and this works for pretty much everything. I'll do it YouTube trailers first.
Okay.
We can try it with a movie. Have you got Real D-Bread activated?
I think because this is one of my portables. I might. I don't know. Because
the way I did Nemesis AIO is instead of sending because obviously the people with the YouTube, the way they've done it now, isn't it? People have to enter their personal API keys into the YouTube plugin if they want to get YouTube stuff to work. Whereas Nemesis iOS sends them to the real dbrid instead, and then obviously it plays it as a normal link instead of having to have your own APIs.
All right. So do I need? Let's see. So resolve URL. I see. I mean, look. I'm looking. I see authorized URL. Let me authorize my URL. I think I have on this setup, but I don't know for sure. Hold on.
Yeah, I use PremiumEase as well, so there is those sort of things that could come into effect. Like when you're filtering out uncached torrents, you might get one that's uncached on PremiumEase, but it's not on real dbrid. But so it does.
Well, which one are you using? Because I have both.
PremiumEase.
So you're using PremiumEase. All right, hold on a second. Let me cancel that. All right, so let me get PremiumEase.
Yeah, I think real dbrid's part of rubbish.
All right. Let's see. Then 4F35. 4F35. Submit. Did I do it correct? Allow. Okay, so I have now authorized my I have authorized it, so I have it authorized. Okay,
so basically,
so back to you.
In the add-on, if you come into it, and obviously there's a link that you want to share. So I tell you that let's watch the. Again, it's not normally this slow because we're screen sharing.
Yeah.
Hang on. Oh, bloody phone. Right. I did come into the trailers, didn't I? No. Right. I just did think
upcoming movie.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, because I'm doing the YouTubes, I wasn't going to show a film straight away.
Yeah. Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, so let's say Candyman trailer. So I wanted to set up a Candyman trailer. So you'd bring up the context menu. So it's like push and hold on your remote, okay, or push C on a thing in there. You see the start, the watch party for Candyman. So if I hit that, and then it come up saying,
"Yep."
It'll come up saying you're about to start a party. So I just start the party, and then there's the code. So now in yours, you would go to join a party, and you would put in N9HCS.
Okay, so let me share my screen. So you've got yours shared. Let me share my screen. So on mine, I'm going to not that. Join a party, and then you said, "Come on." Oh, you said it was N9.
N9HCS. And then what that'll do is.
Wait, I got an error.
You got an error, did you?
Yeah, I just got an error. I mean, I didn't do caps. Do I have to do caps?
No. It automatically.
Okay. Did you see? Does it show me joining yours?
No. I saw mine. Mine started. You triggered mine off. Mine started.
I'm looking. I don't see yours playing.
No, it's because I just stopped it.
Oh. Okay.
It did start. I'd have to look at your log to find out why yours just errored on that YouTube. That's the problem with YouTube. Sometimes.
All right, let's do this. Go ahead and start a movie. Go do a movie, and we'll just stop it as soon as it starts. As long as it's because I'll just stop it. As long as I stop it within a couple seconds, I won't get in trouble.
All right, so we're gonna watch Bloodshot together. Well, I was about to say, as long as nothing comes up, but what I'll do is I'll filter out the uncached torrents as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So I won't.
So you actually picked the link. Okay.
Yeah. So on this one, because I use GUI then to display the links, you just go to there where it's start watch party.
Yep.
And then it'll bring up all the links in a separate box.
Yep. Okay.
So I'm going to find us. Do as this one. Okay. So select that one. Start the party. Right. So then you QGCBF.
Okay. So let's go here. Join the party. You said
QGCBF. Is
that correct? QGCBF?
Yep.
Done. Enjoy your party. I'm not doing nothing. Is yours started?
No, not this time actually. Wow, this did work perfectly.
Of course, when you're damn doing it live on the show. If we were recording this, it would be working just great. But since we're doing it live,
I can see the problem straight away there.
Okay.
I'm not using my latest scraper module. My scrapers haven't updated. No, that's my fault. 2 seconds. Let me update my. I don't have auto updates turned on, so I changed.
for
I
your
changed
add-on.
that. Yeah, see, I changed that scraper, so that's why that one didn't work.
Okay.
So I'll just quickly fix that. Right, it will work this time. I promise.
It's gonna work. I know it.
It's definitely. Like I said, because I never have auto updates turned on my laptop. So yeah, I had to change a couple of my scrapers because before they used to just send the link because that require online torrents to get the actual magnet. It requires you to go a couple of pages in. So instead of me having my scraper spam the hell out of their site, I just grabbed the initial link and then I had a self resolver. So if someone then wanted to play a Lime torrent, it would then resolve that link independently instead of like trying to resolve 50 torrents at a time.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I've had to.
Overwhelming already.
Yeah, so but I've had to modify it now, purely for obviously this watch party feature, so it actually does grab the proper link. But I still managed to do it in one request as well. Just have to create the magnet link instead of going in 2 pages and getting it. Right, so I'll remove the uncached torrents. This one, it will work this time.
Okay, and then I will show my screen, and
I've just I've just clicked the wrong one as well.
Okay.
I'm not doing 4K because you can imagine we're screen sharing here. So we use magnet this time.
Yeah. So you
Right,
guys,
MGT15.
MGT15, right?
Yeah.
MJ or G?
J. MJT15.
Is that correct? What I'm showing on my screen? MJT15.
Yep.
Okay. Enjoy your
This
party.
should work this time. Right, mine's playing.
Yeah, it's starting. And there you go with the Sony logo.
There you go.
All right. I'll stop it. Yeah, I'll stop it. Remove
well.
I removed my screen. So that's it's a way of watching 2 people in 2 different places to watch certain things. Very neat about the sporting events thing. That is, I never thought about being able to watch sports that way though.
Yeah, well, the sports, we'll do a sports one, but MLB Network.
No, you don't have to, but it's the same idea. You would go through the host. I'll say the host finds the link and then starts a party, right?
Yeah, basically, finds the link, starts a party on it, and everything gets sent through as well. So obviously, if you would have brought up your information dialogue, you would have seen the film logo, the film description, and everything because I have it all get posted through.
So, all right. So I'm going to share your screen. Go to a sport. We just won't start a spot, but show how you would do it if you were doing live sports. And I'm sharing your screen.
So obviously I know that Noel, because Noel does a lot of our American sports stuff.
Oh yeah.
So it's in the live sports. And you
could even, well, I never thought about it. You could do an NFL replay if neither one of you had seen the sporting events. Let's say the next day after UFC fight, just off top of my head, if you could say, "Hey, we'll watch it together. Neither one of us has seen it," and you could start it.
Go into it and start. Yeah. It should just bring up multi links first. If it starts, I'll stop it. But I'm pretty sure he had it set as free links. But there you go. So yeah, and why has that done that one? My add-on hasn't properly updated, or I've not pushed the update yet.
Okay.
I might not push because what I'm meant to do now with my multi-links is I've got a funny feeling this is updated from the wrong repo. it doesn't display them in that box anymore. Now it takes you into a different directory, because with that box you weren't able to launch watch parties. So, but I get the feeling. Oh, so I've just pulled from the wrong repo again. That's why I'm pulling from my dev repo.
Yeah. All right. I'm not sharing your screen no more. I pulled back from your screen while you set that up. So that is a neat idea, though. If you think about it, I mean, that does give you the option of watching movies or sports. And I know that Noel does a lot of live sports. So once the live sports really kick in, especially NFL or college football, stuff like that, you would be able to link in, and you could. Now, the only downside is that if you were watching it, and this is a way that with Blue or some of us friends and we've done, is we open up Skype or something on your phone, and then you mute the phone so that you can't hear them, and then we watch it. Now, when I want to say something, I just hit unmute and I say it, and the other person can hear it. They unmute, talk, and we mute back, because there is there's the delay that you're going to get off of whatever streaming software you're using. If we're using Skype, you're going to have a delay. If you're using StreamYard like we are here, there's going to be a delay, even if you're in sync watching the link. So yeah, that's it's an option. It's a thing that we've done. We figured that, but this is a new option for people if you're wanting to try it out. It's a unique feature that I haven't seen anywhere else. I mean, you got to admit, there's nobody else other than Plex is offering anything like this. And Plex is, and you got to have a Plex server, and someone's got to have you on it.
Yeah, I can't show you the sports one tonight, because I've obviously identified that issue with the multi-links. I've done the code for it, but I've got two computers. I've got one up in my man cave, and then my laptop, which is downstairs, which I'm on at the moment. And I've obviously not pushed the update to the repo yet, which solves all that. So I'll push that in the morning. But then it's the same way as what I did with the YouTube traders. You find the link, open the context menu, and then start the watch party. The only one time that it's different is obviously when you're scraping movies or TV shows, and I use a GUI to display the links. So you click the pink watch party.
Yeah.
On that
after part. Yeah. And well, hey, someone did mention something, and I thought was quite funny. Ed B wants to know, does this work with porn?
And yes, it does.
Somebody said you could have, or Ed says you could have a wank party.
Yeah, well, I did. I caught because I was doing some testing with Mank the other day, and so I sent him transvestite porn. But obviously, the other person doesn't know what they're actually about to watch. They're just taking it on. So yeah, you could have some fun with it as well.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, or you could start a movie and say, "Can you pick this movie? How long is it going to take you to pick the movie?" That would be fun. If you started a movie and you pushed it, and said, "You got to guess what this is." You could have some fun with that. It's a neat idea.
With it, yeah. The only, like I said, I think the extra feature I'm going to add to it is, at the moment it only supports 2 people either end. I'm going to put it so the party creator can then say how many people are going to join the watch party, and then the movie won't. And then when one connects, obviously it will display that one person is in the room waiting on one more, and then when the other person, then it will start on all devices. So I'll add that. That's not going to be too difficult to change.
Yeah. And I know with Plex, what it does is it says the host, and then it tells you who's connected and waiting. And what it does is it loops. And it loops like a 2 second, 3 seconds. It loops. And it waits. It's waiting for that, for everyone to queue up. And then it syncs everybody in at the same time. And then the movie starts. And it is neat that on that thing, you're able to, if somebody's got to take a piss or go grab a beer, they can pause it. And it'll tell you who's done it. It'll say so-and-so's paused the movie. And you're like, really? What the fuck you paused the movie for? We're moving along. So, it's a good idea.
I could investigate where, I don't know whether you could send those sort of commands to Kodi once the player's playing. I'd investigate it. Yeah. I mean, if it is, then I might. Yeah, if it is, I might be able to. I might set it that that when one person pauses, it pauses for everyone else as well. But I'll have to have a look at whether they can manipulate, if the player can be manipulated like that.
Let's see. Hey, what is it? I'm trying to think. You guys are StreamArmy. What's your repo? Someone's asked a question over there in the thing about your.
I put it in the chat, didn't I? The StreamArmy repo. I'm at my
Oh,
back door at the
oh,
moment.
okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't look.
I'm
at
away
the,
from my laptop. I'm letting the dog out for.
Who let the dogs out?
It's probably just out there eating the fence as it normally does. We've got a husky. It just eats the fence. Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty dogs.
Nala.
So I'm going to post this. That is the repo. If you want to get his repo, numerous add-ons with it, and you're able to watch it. The one thing, and Nemzzy was on here last time. The one thing you will have to do is it asks for when you go. You have a 4-hour window with a PIN code, so you have to get a PIN code if you're going to use this. And both people have to have done it. So it tells you, it walks you through it.
Both people can use the same PIN.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then there you go. It makes it a little bit easier, but it makes it. You've got to have both people have to be in the add-on. So it's a neat idea. And that's the thing about Kodi, and people, bash Kodi. The thing about there's always some different ideas, in people coming up with new ideas, and they'll think about something. And that's always the cool thing about it. It's ever evolving. It's always changing, and people can knock it and say, "Oh, this don't work, that don't work." Well, okay, fine, but there's always something new coming out, and this is a great feature. Again, I've not seen anybody else come out with this.
In the spirit of openness, because the way this works, obviously, you can't just do this with normal Kodi. You've got to have some sort of back end running to support it, which it's driven by PHP and API files. So what happens is when you get a link, it then posts it to my server, the link, the icon, and stuff, and the server generates a random code, and then that all gets entered into a MySQL database. And then when someone obviously wants to join the party, it then checks the MySQL database for that code if it exists, and then reads the information out. And what I'm doing is just logging into the database now, and then I'll share my screen just so people can see the stuff that does get stored, because I know some people have been worrying, even though, like I said, with Kodi, whenever you access anything.
Oh, you're not sharing anything. You're not sharing.
I'm not sharing at the moment because I'm logging in, so I don't.
Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. No. I thought you were showing something. Yeah. I did.
Yeah. No. I'm literally just what I'm going to show you is what the database consists of when a watch party. We'll be able to see it live as a watch party is created.
I get you. So if someone's thinking, well, this is doing some malicious code in the background, that's what you're trying to.
Pretty much. I'm heading off any bullshit where someone might say, well, it must be logging your IP or shit like that. It's not, even though every server does when you make a request to it. It's right. So
how long? So does it hold it on? Does it hold it on your server in SQL for a certain period of time and then flush it out every so often?
No. What happens is it stores obviously for 5 minutes. Now, if the code expires, it'll automatically, or if you cancel the party while waiting for someone to join, it gets automatically deleted from the database. If the timer runs out, it then triggers an automatic delete. If the party gets started, that then triggers a delete as well. And then if all of else then failed, then there's a script that runs every hour that any codes that have expired that for some reason have managed to stay in the database, they get wiped out.
Yeah, so you're not getting a bunch of junk on your database, number one.
My database is empty.
Right, and so you don't have that, and then you're not having some code that if someone logs in and they're getting that transvestite porn that you posted for Manx to watch, because if that code was in there and someone typed in the wrong code, they could, if you typed in the code that just happened to be somebody else's code, which is pretty unlikely. But if you did, but the thing is like you said, it's being deleted. Worst case scenario, if they crap it out, it's gone in an hour. Yeah, but more times than not, it's gone in 5 minutes.
So can you see my screen now?
Yep. I see.
So as you can see, there's my database. That's all. Let's see: ID, code, name, link, image, description, expire, joined. Now, so if I'm actually going to go and create a party, and then we'll see that exact one appear straight away in that database. And you'll see as well, I encrypt the data.
Okay.
So nothing, it's not readable to any third party. It encrypts it. It encrypts it with a key. So you need to use the correct key to decode it, which is obviously just all hard coded into the add-on. Naturally, for legal sakes, do not watch content that you legally don't have the right to.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I do not provide any links directly myself. Right, so anyway, so you can see start party. So there you go. So you see the code S4ZH is that one, and it's obviously the Candyman. So if I go back to the database quickly and I pull it up and I click it again, you'll see, there you go. So there's the code. See, name you can't read, the link you can't understand. There's the image file coming in. There's obviously the description, and there's the expiry. Now, if you were to enter that code in yours and I wasn't to do anything, then, like I said, I'd refresh this database again. You'll see this entire line gone. It automatically, it just automatically wipe it out. Or if I just cancel the party like that, no party joiners, and then I go back and I refresh the table again, it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Okay.
It wipes it out.
Well, that's it. Perfect. That's a good point that you're showing before anybody has questions, saying that you're possibly doing something that's shady. Saying, "Hey, this is in full disclosure.
Exactly.
This is what it's doing."
I'm just creating something for people to use, and I don't want to be pre-accused of stuff just for a feature I've added. So that's why I'm just showing you exactly what gets stored.
This is Kodi. There's nobody that would jump to conclusions that you're doing something shady. Wait a minute. This is Kodi. There's nothing but community around here. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I'm secretly spying on what porn you watch so I can out you.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's
like I said.
You and I both know. I mean, it is funny. I'm making a joke and making light of it because you and I have been around, and people that have been in Kodi or for longer than, let's say, a year, 2 years, especially, you always hear about somebody trying to write in some malicious code that's doing something backdoor to try to get your information, or there's always that. I mean, it's always that. So
it's exactly that, and that's why I even encrypt. I went down the lines of encoding the data as well with a key, so that you're safe in knowing that even anyone but me technically could be able to see those links unless they're using the key to decrypt them. And the minute you start that film or cancel that party anyway, they get removed from the database. So I would have to be sitting there constantly refreshing that database to find out what you're watching. And again, I'm not interested anyway in what you're watching. You want to you want to have a Brokeback Mountain thingy with your neighbor. You crack on. It's not gonna.
Yeah,
there's no way of me knowing.
Yeah, all right. So DJ Theme says, "Is this for debrid links only, or will it work for the free links?" Right. So anything that's in your add-on.
Anything that's in my add-on now, I was tempted to do a thing, but I know it would piss the debrid people off, so I refrained from doing it. But I was tempted to make Resolve URL. Obviously, what people don't understand with debrid is when you send a link to a debrid server and then it sends you back an actual link of what is on their server. Now, technically, I could have been a CUNT and actually grabbed that link, and then only one person would have needed real debrid, only the party starter, and then the party joiner could have watched the real debrid link as well. But
a lot of people don't know that. Yeah,
I didn't do that because I knew that would really F the providers off. So, but yes, no, you can do it for any link. But bear in mind, obviously, if you do play a real debrid link and the other party hasn't got real debrid, they're not going to be able to watch it.
Because they both on with this add-on, they both have to have real debrid because they're actually pulling their own. They're both pulling it, and
yeah.
So yeah.
But a lot of my I've got some of my scrapers do pull direct links as well. They are highlighted as direct,
Okay.
And obviously with direct links, you don't need real dbrid.
Yep.
And also some are resolve URL links. So again, not having to have real dbrid. It's only the torrent stuff that you need real dbrid on. None of
Yeah.
my scrapers pull like RapidGate or stuff like that because it's
Oh, okay.
just no point in that because real dbrid have lost them.
Yeah. Well, and then Alban asks, can someone jump in a watch party once it started? And I don't know because you're only allowing 2. And
No,
you said
at the
once it
moment
starts, it
it
deletes, and there's only
deletes.
2 people.
Yeah, no, no is the answer to that at the moment
Yeah.
because I made it delete itself immediately. I am toying with the idea that maybe you could Kodi could get the length of obviously the film. You can return the length from the film, and then I could make the link stay active and make Kodi update the database, say every 5 seconds to what minute they are in the film. And then obviously if someone does join later on, that they then again, I'd have to check if the player can be manipulated in that way. I'm assuming it can because you can resume a film from where you left off
True.
in
As a
Kodi. So
percentage. Yeah. The
it
percentage. And
is a feature that could be added, but then I don't know how that would play with live streams as well. I think that could throw some issues with live streams because
true.
live streams
Yeah.
are live, so
Yeah.
you've not
Yeah.
got a certain time, so you might, like I said, and then I'd have to add all sorts of checks and balances to figure out what's a live stream and what's actually a film. So
Yeah. And where they're at. It seems like it'd be difficult because you'd have to figure out exactly where they're at on it. Yeah. And at the moment, it's just 2 people.
yes, but
So
I am going to add the
yeah.
feature where the party starter says how many people are going to join. And then, like I said, that they'll set it, and then the film won't start till all have joined, or the party leader can start the party if minimum of 2 people have joined.
Okay.
So that is a feature I'm going to add.
All right. Hey, awesome. I think it's a neat idea. I think you'll probably see some other add-ons that will look at this and say, huh, okay. They never thought about doing that. Again, whenever you see one add-on do it, it's just, to be honest, you're going to see other add-ons that may pick up that idea.
Oh,
And
crack!
nothing wrong with it. I think it is neat that people come up with ideas but again, it's a very neat idea. I think it's
Yeah,
especially in the
I'd love to see it in other add-ons, but obviously bearing in mind that they've also got to know PHP as well to be able
they
to
got
do
to know
it. 'Cause
PHP, and they have to have a server because, like you said, it stores that information for a short period of time.
it has to, yeah. One of the PHP files obviously creates the code, and then the others obviously grab the requests and post
Yeah.
them to the database.
Yep. Yep.
And anyone that is watching that does know this stuff, yes, I do prepare the statement, so you can't SQLi inject the database.
Okay. All right. Neat idea. Neat idea. Very new concept, especially in the climate that we're in right now with everybody and
I don't know.
lockdown.
I might turn it into a module actually that other add-ons could then incorporate into their own. I would see they'd have to have their own servers, but I could see a way of turning it into a module, and then all they'd have to do is put the PHP files onto their server.
And then link into that module and
Yeah,
run that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great idea. And again, we tried it with the Plex, and that was a very neat idea. And it is kind of neat to watch it with people because you didn't feel like you're alone. I mean, all right, I'll be honest with you. All right, so I'm in the U.S., Blue is in Canada, and Andrew's in the U.K. And we were all watching the movie at the exact same time. And I'll even use one of the examples that we spoke during the movie was at the very end of Pursuit of Happiness. Will Smith's character is walking down the street with his son, and this other guy walks by, and Andrew says, "You know who that is? That was the character that he depicted in the movie. That was the real guy." And that was there again. That's a point where sometimes in a movie, people want to say something. Oh, you know who that is? They were in blah blah blah, and he said that in us using Hangouts, I'm like, oh man, I didn't even know that. Whereas if I'd have been watching it by myself, I wouldn't have ever noticed it. then during the show on Wednesday, he might have said it. So it is that I can see where when you're watching stuff at the exact same time, there is the idea of that you're not alone watching it. And I really love the idea of sports thing though. Once
I was
sports
about
start,
I've just noticed actually because I have a NAS server as well, and my computer upstairs is designed to whenever I change a file, it syncs the file to my NAS server, and I can access it from down here. And I've just noticed that the file actually has synced the one that I've made the changes to, but not pushed the update.
okay.
So I'm just copying it over to my add-on now, and I'll actually be able to push the update out in a sec. So then the multi-link stuff will work.
If you need
Like the
to, I mean,
sports.
I think we definitely got. I think you definitely got the idea of how the process works. I think it's a great idea. I think people.
Yeah, and I'm open to suggestions as well. Like I said, I was thinking about doing, or maybe chat bubbles. So I don't know how I'm going to work it. It would have to be in
Yeah,
GUI.
chat bubbles. Now, and when I thought about a chat bubbles on the back end of it would be a problem because someone would have to have um a keyboard. You'd have to pull up a quirky keyboard and type. The only thing you couldn't do it could not be voice because not everybody's device has voice. So for us, like I said, when we've done it with what we've done is just use Skype and use a Skype call or a Zoom call or StreamYard's call, and you just mute your phone. You mute it so that it's not picking up your microphone. And if you decide to say something, you unmute it and speak.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Right. Yeah. So that is the right file. So I'll push that update now anyway. So the multi-links display
okay.
different. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, so it's toying with what is you're limited, aren't you? Really, with what features you can and can't
Yeah,
do with
yeah,
Kodi.
and I mean, and I knew, and again, the device. It depends on the device. There is a lot of limitations in certain areas, but I will say that if someone was thinking about doing a watch party, I would suggest either Skype or Zoom or Hangouts or StreamYards. I don't, you can use the free StreamYards. It don't matter, and turn your camera off, turn your microphone. Allow your microphone on your phone and then mute it, and then you're able to unmute, talk, mute it back, and then you're watching the movie because nobody's talking the whole time through the movie, even me. And believe it or not, during a movie, I don't usually talk a whole lot. Some people may be like, no, Dabs talks a lot. No, during a movie, I don't. Or Shaggy. Oh, Shaggy. Mike, what's up? He says you could use Discord. Yes, you could create a room in Discord and use the same idea. And that feeling of you're not alone watching that. You're actually watching with other people. And Shaggy, you'll have to watch a movie with us. We can do a movie, through Plex because he doesn't use Kodi very much. He's pretty much a Plex guy. Which that's
Yeah,
my buddy I went shooting with the other night.
I'm a massive Plex guy as well, but I need to update mine because, like I said, mine hasn't got this watch party feature that you were on about. But
Yeah,
again, I have my shield set not to auto update. I never have anything auto update. I always like to because so many times something updates and then it actually fucks something up. So
yeah.
I always control the updates on my devices.
Again, Shaggy's my best friend, so he's like he could just come over. Yeah, that's true, but not everybody can just come over, Shaggy. So yeah, it's a great idea. And hey, when I had teenage kids, they could have been doing the watch party in my own house because how many times is your kids not wanting to sit in the same room with you? They're in their bedroom, you're in the living room, like, hey kids, you want to watch a movie? Yeah, we'll watch this all together. You be in your bedroom, I'll be in here. So great idea. Thank Nemzzy. Awesome feature. I think this is a new idea. I love when people think outside of the box. And you've brought this to Kodi.
Yeah, I just figured it would be something fun. Like I said, I mainly do it for sports. Yeah, so you can obviously watch, especially with the football season finally coming back in the UK in just over 10 days. Cannot wait. And
Oh, is it?
that's real football, not what you guys call football. You guys for some reason call it soccer.
Yeah, it is soccer. Oh, the old soccer ball, and our football may come back.
Your football's basically what we call rugby for girls.
Oh, Jesus Christ! All right, so yes,
So-
it is a bit of a little bit of a rugby-ish. Our NBA is coming back, which that's going to be. They've already decided that will come back. I think in July that's talking about coming back. So we're Major League Soccer is set to come back again. Another thing towards the end of July. So there is a lot of sports that are starting to roll forward. UFC has started back 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was funny watching that when you could literally silence, weren't it? And they were still playing to the crowd that wasn't there.
Well, I will say this. All right, so I'm a UFC guy. I love watching UFC. And did you notice that when Daniel Cormier was talking during a match, and he says what this guy needs to do is, he needs to circle around and do this. He needs to circle around. DC again, trained a fighter. He knows what to do. A champion, and he called it out. And all of a sudden, you saw that fighter doing it. Now, if it would have been a crowd there, you'd have never heard. The fighter would have never heard DC. But since DC is right beside the ring, no crowd noise, he heard DC, and you see him do the exact move that DC was saying. DC's like, that's what I just said. That's what he needed to do. And it is different because you're able to hear the coaches.
Unfair coaching, isn't it? Now, if you can hear the commentator coaches as well, stick them further back.
Yeah, because was it DC and the British guy with the bad eye? Mike. My buddy hates him. I cannot remember his name. He's off the top of my head, but so there is a couple ex-champions that are there beside Bisping. Michael Bisping. Yeah, Mike. I know Mike hates Michael Bisping. So, yeah, Shaggy, that's right. He's right there. So they are calling it out. And even though their tables are 6 feet apart, they're just right there next to the ring. So it's a neat idea.
I just pushed that update as well now. Okay. So the multi-links can now be watch partied as well.
And let's see, Shaggy asked, yes, I will be doing that. And hey, Shaggy, you don't even have to do a watch party. You can do a watch party right here on my couch. We're gonna do it. All right, I'll have a watch party here because it's Nunes. I think Nunes and Spencer fight this week. I don't know who else is on the card.
Yeah, there's some UFC. There is a UFC fight, isn't there, this weekend? Because I know Noel's gonna. The links will be in Nemesis, as well as Gridiron. Noel does links for both.
Okay, so on an inside question. So when Knowles is working on links for Gridiron and some of his add-ons, you're able to link into some of the same links, or?
Oh, we do. But my add-on hooks is XML, so whatever links are in his add-on are also in my add-on. Yep. So if you wanted to watch party, then it's a feature that Noel has asked me to put into Gridiron as well, and. I will do it for him, but I want, as it's a new feature, I want it to be in Nemesis for maybe a week or two, and then it will be a feature in Gridiron as well for your mains, because he focuses on just sports.
Yeah. Well, he does have his couple add-ons, the Apocalypse.
Yes.
The Apocalypse, the non-Debrid, which I'll give props out to anybody. In Knowles, all right, so in all full disclosure, some people hate pins. And Knowles, with his Apocalypse 720, I think it's Apocalypse 720, if I'm not mistaken.
Apocalypse 720, yeah.
He has direct links without real Debrid. The only downside is that you got to use a pin. So if you're a non-Debrid user, but you want to watch a good link that's going to play well in a direct link, he's offering that there. So it is cool. I've looked through the add-on and I'm like, that's a lot of work. I'll give him. That is a lot of work to set that up.
He puts, especially with the sporting events as well. He literally sits at his desk, and the minute a link goes dead, he's on it, refreshing or putting a new link in. So people have got to think that this guy sits there while the event's on, just to make sure you've got good running Good running link. So yeah, he does put a lot of work, but people will notice there's a lot of crossover stuff starting to happen between our add-ons because obviously he's with us as well. So we've got some of his stuff in ours. He's got some of our stuff in his. Our Lord JD list is going to be moving into his Apocalypse add-on as well.
Okay.
So that'll be available in both add-ons. So there is a crossover of.
Well, you guys are working as a group, as a team.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So there's nothing wrong with that. And again, it does. We give you options, and I'm not saying that every option works for everybody. I'm not telling everybody to get Real to Brid or premiumize. We talked about premiumize earlier, or all the Brid. You have lots of options, and what fits your needs is what fits your needs. And
it's just like going to a bar, isn't it? You order the drink you want. If you don't want the drink, you don't bloody order it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's only a few beers. Hey, Shaggy, I'm still up for going to Red Oak tonight if we're able to, because Dabs is getting ready to work on another beer. So I'm going to be Dabs is going to be ready if he's up for going out. So, all right, well, cool. Thanks, Nemzzy. I'm going to move on to our next subject because we're at an hour in. I'm going to try to move on to this. You got people with your Puff Puff Pass, and you got Shaggy talking about Puff Puff Pass.
Blueberry
DVD
flavor tonight.
Oh, yeah, they're all fired up. It's Friday night. People are having a good times. So one of the things that I now give credits to Alban, who is on Player Pass. I don't know if you guys have heard about Player Pass. Wednesday nights, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UK time. And it's about where we review movies. If you've not seen it, check it out. Wednesday nights, 5 p.m. on East Coast US time, 10 p.m. UK. And Alban, who's been a guest on our show numerous times, and we offer anybody that wants to be a guest on the show, as long as you've watched the movie, you're able to join the chat and tell us what you think of the movie. He said, well, you can copy and paste over, because we were talking about some of the API keys that are really big. And some of them are humongous API keys. Some of them are 20, 30 characters long. And if you have an Android device over here on your TV now, my TV has went to sleep because we've been talking too long. So if you have an Android device over here, sometimes it's a pain in the butt to get that long key on your device. And Alban talked about a way of, and talked to me about a thing, and it made me think about it, and I was able to come up with, and he kind of showed me this way. So I am going to show you, and I've got an Android device hooked onto this. So what I'm going to do is share my screen of that Android. It's one of those TiVo devices. So it's not, when I'm using a capture device, it's not awesome. So we may have a little bit of pictures not perfect with my capture device. So hold on a second. Let me think about what I need to do. I share. I want that. I don't want none of those. Hold on a second. I think my TiVo device went to sleep. So let me put that awake. Let that wake up. Give me a second. So what you're able to do with an Android device, we're able to pull up some keys. I'm going to pull up a key from TMDB. And because it's one of my play accounts, it's one of my fake accounts that I just tested. So if someone steals my key, whatever. I mean, you can steal the key. I don't give two shits. But it has, this is a way, and I just want to show you how to capture that. And you're able to put this on an Android device from your PC. Now, you'll have to have access to a PC, and or a laptop, and you'll be able to send it over to your Android device. So let me see if I'm able to share. Let's see, did that open up? Hold on a second. Bandicamp closed. I really wish this had better software. This Bandicamp works okay. It just doesn't work as good as I would like it to work. Okay. All right. So Bandicamp is opened. I'm going to share my screen. So
You've gone quiet. I think you muted yourself by accident.
I hear you. I'm waiting for my computer to pick up. I mean, so all right. So sorry, I was trying to close some shit because obviously my computer's not wanting to cooperate. So do you hear me, Nemzzy?
I can hear you, mate. Yeah, but I think your
Okay.
stream's not. Your stream's still buffering away.
Okay. Hold on. Hopefully it's not crashed me out. My hookers turned up early. Them damn hookers. I told them what time to show up, damn it. Damn girls showing up early. Wanting them extra dollars.
Yeah, because I've got your YouTube channel open at the moment, and it's just doing this spinning circle.
Okay. I tried to close. I'm trying to close as many things because Google is hanging. I see. Looks like Google is what's hanging. Please, Google, please, please. I'm scared to refresh the page. Son of a bitch. It's like I see things are getting better. I had too many things open. I don't know if I can close this and jump back in. Stay in the stream, all right?
I'm in.
All right. So oh wait, now do you hear me, Nim?
I can hear you. Yeah.
All right, so I'm waiting for those others. All right, so those other screens crashed. Sorry, folks. What happened is I had too much shit running, and my computer says I don't think so. So let me try this again. So I've closed a bunch of windows. So let me open up Bandicamp again. Let's fingers crossed that wasn't causing an issue. But Firefox, I had Firefox open also, and that's where my problem when I end up having too much. Firefox uses a lot of CPU and RAM. So
The joys of live streaming when everything can go wrong.
Yeah, it is what it is. So that. All right. Let me see. All right, so that's part of my screen, ain't it? Why is it just part of my screen? All right, do you see my full screen, Nemzzy, or just part of my screen?
No, only part of it.
Jesus Louise. Ugh. Okay. All right, so what we're gonna have to do is I'm gonna exit that, and we're gonna have to do a little pretend, kids. We're gonna do a little pretend because since my Android device and my screen or my capture device wants me to reboot my computer is what it wants me to do. So, and we're not going to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my Kodi and I will show you what you need to do on this, and I will do my best to try to show two different ways. So what you need to do is we need to open up Kodi, and we're going to go into system. And again, depends on your skin. I don't care. You'll figure this out. It's in the system, and we're going to go to services, and we're going to want to turn on control. Now, what this offers, and you don't want to have this on by default because you are allowing things to access your Kodi device as a backdoor. So normally this would be off. But for what we're wanting to do, we're going to turn it on. So that's my public service announcement. Be careful. Don't turn this on unless you're wanting to actually make some changes. So what we want to do is we're going to want to allow control with an HTTP. Gives me a port right here. You have a username. You can put in a password. I'm going to actually put the password as 1. This is the user web interface. That is the default one. I leave that because the other interfaces I don't care for. And now, since I'm using it on this device, this was all I need to be checked. But if I was trying to do this on my Android device, I have to have this turned on. Now, these settings need to be turned on your Android device that you're wanting to manipulate, or to add a code, or to add an API. So these are the things that have to be there. All right, hey, Blue. These are the things that have to be on the Android device or the remote device that you're wanting to make edits on, okay? So I've got that going. So let's say that Dabs is like, you know what? I want to add an API key. So you're wanting to add an API key, and I'm going to open up an add-on, and I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's go to my add-ons, and sometimes we know API keys can be, again, long. So I'm going to go in here to no, I don't think Shadow offers API keys.
YouTube has. YouTube, but you have to insert 3 different ones.
All right, so then I won't add it, but I'm just going to show people where to do it. So I'm going to go into configure, and there it is, my API. So this is a long API key.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, for shits and giggles, I'm going to show you copy and paste. So on my computer, first of all right, I'm getting ahead of myself. So we're going to do, you're right about that, Blue. This is on my, YouTube is a good idea. So first of all, I need to know what the IP address of my system is. So I'm going to go to system info. Now, maybe you already know what the IP address for your device is, but if you don't, this is where you find it. System info. So there it is. There's my system info 192.168.0.19, because I am on a Wi-Fi network, a LAN in my that's my in the house. That's not my external. So that's what the IP address is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I got to share another screen. All right, I got to stop sharing that screen so I can share another screen. This is back and forth. All right. So Chrome tab, I'm going to share a new device. So I'm sharing this screen, correct? You guys see that?
Let's look at his history.
That's Google.
Gayporn.com. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I'm typing in the IP address of my device. And if you remembered on the inside Kodi for my device, what the port was 8080. So I typed in the IP address and then did the colon and then did the 8080. So that's my port. When I click that, it's going to ask me what the username was. Now, if you looked on that thing, it said Kodi. And then if you guys were following along, which you probably didn't do it, I said 1. Oops. I made it 1. So this is my login to that Kodi device, which again could be your Android box if you have Kodi turned on and it's all set up. So we set that. I'm not going to remember it. This is what you're going to see. Okay, this is the chorus screen. All right, this is what you would see. Down here, you're able to add text to Kodi. Oops, I don't want that yet. I'm able to add text to Kodi. So what we're going to need to do is Dabs has got to do something else because I got to share my computer screen again. Sorry. If that other Android device was working, I could do this without having to jump back and forth.
You missed it, Blue. He crashed the entire live show.
I did. My computer said, I don't think so. Okay, so on my Android device, so this is my Android device, and I go through, and let's say Dabs wants to add his API key for YouTube, right? So I go to add-ons, my add-ons, video add-ons. We're going to go to YouTube, and we go to configure, and here it is about the API key, and I'm going to click that box. So that is where on my Android device, I've pointed this to, right? Okay, so I've pointed that to this spot. Let's remove that screen again and share. I'm going to share my tab for Kodi. Well,
yeah, obviously for people that are doing it,
it's not this difficult.
It's not
it wouldn't be this
back in
because I can't open two windows, and that's the bad part right now. So I'm going to open. Actually, let me open another tab because I just wanted.
Actually, can you not do a full-on share screen and then just split them?
No, it won't let me. Right now, StreamYard, I can only share one. And so I pick, I got to shut one screen down to show another.
What about
hit
entire screen instead of like tab?
Yeah, babe. I didn't even think about that. So now I'm going to show you. Now you are going to see all my porn.
Yeah. Nothing new there, honey.
Okay. So here's my Kodi screen, right? All right. So you can see that, right? That's my Kodi. So I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to go to TMDB. Let me just go to TMDB. Who gives? I don't care what I'm looking for. So here's Dab's TB. And this isn't going to work because I'm using a fake key. I'm using a bullshit
Well, and
key.
it's TMDB versus
YouTube. Yep. Now I just want to show you something.
Yeah.
So here it is. Let's say I wanted to grab my TMDB key. So if you were on YouTube, you can go to your YouTube and you can capture this key. And then I would copy this. So I right click and I copy it. Control C or whatever you need. You know how to copy something. This would be on your computer. And then what I would do, oops, wrong window. I'm back to, close this. I'm back to where I typed in, you guys can see where I've typed into my Android device, 192.168.0.19 : 8080. So I'm plugged into my Kodi. Right down here with the three lines or the three dots, I hit that. I'm going to send this code to my Kodi. And I'm going to copy and paste it. So this big long code, right? F6571, right? Send it. Let's pop back over to my Kodi device. You can see because I had that window open where I wanted it to paste it.
Very cool.
It pasted that whole key there. So I could go to this line. And let's just I'm gonna grab this key because I just want to copy and paste some big long number. So again, Control C or right click copy, however you need to do with your PC. We go to here. And then I want to import this new input, this required code. So I can do paste. You can see TTPS. Okay. Let me go back over. This would have been my Android device. It pasted it in that spot. So what I'm trying to show you is that there are some long keys that you guys have to type in. And people complain about, how do I get this on my Android device?
Yeah, so because one wrong letter or number and it doesn't work.
It don't work. It don't work. And I'm going to cancel this because, of course, these keys are not going to work. And the simple thing you do, guys and ladies, system, services, control, because you want to control that Android device. You want to control Kodi. I turn it on. Here's that port that we talked about. Here was the username. You can see that I put this 1 in here. If you left it blank, all you would need is Kodi as the username and you'd be able to log in. If you are using this, you're wanting to control or add input from your computer, laptop to your Android device, you need to allow remote control from applications other than the system. That has to be turned on. Then I'm able to log on here in which you see I'm logged on, and it logs on, and it's got different information here. I can look at the add-ons and this and that. But the main thing that I wanted was I wanted to input to Kodi, and then on Kodi, I just have to find the place that I need to.
So in other words, you got to have the keyboard open, and it basically pastes it into the keyboard.
And it's a lot easier if I was on my computer and I had my remote working with my Shield or whatever device. It's a lot easier. I know that's kind of done this by the seat of my pants, and it's probably shit, but hopefully you guys followed where I was getting with that, and I want to thank Alban for pointing that out to me. This is a feature that's been in Kodi for a while, and I just missed it. But there are times where we need long keys or long numbers, and you're able to basically go into Kodi on your device here. Go into Kodi, find the line, and if I go through this way, paste it, I'm able to get that long code in there. And you could do that. You could also do it with your file manager. Like if somebody had a repo, and it's like, oh, that's a long repo. You could copy that, go to file manager, open it up, put it where you type in the URL, and send it from your device, your computer, to that device, and it would fill that blank.
So in other words, any keyboard input.
Yeah, keyboard input, and it would come from a laptop or computer. And I'm going to try to do a video on this where I'm just explaining this.
Can you do it on your phone?
I bet you can. I don't see why you could.
Use Chrome or something.
I don't see because
sign in with your IP and.
Yeah, let me try something. Well, I can't. No, I'm not. Am I on my Wi-Fi here? Yeah, I'm on my Wi-Fi. So
yeah.
For shits and giggles, hold on a second.
Yeah,
192.168.0.
Oh, people are logging. People are all on my.
You said about turning it off and that, but I don't think you necessarily do need to turn it off, do you? Because I'm pretty sure it would only work on local host unless you're port forwarding through your router anyway.
True. Yeah, you're right. I was probably trying to be safe. What was the last two digits? Not the
19.
19. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to work.
168.0.19.
I know it's 8888.
8080.
Yeah. 8080.
You said 8888. That's fine.
Well, that doesn't matter. And I don't know if it's going to. I'm on my Wi-Fi. It should work. But my computer is logged on via hardwire, and that won't work.
Did you have to HTTP it, or did you just type in the numbers?
I just typed in the numbers. I just typed
in. To it. It's
no,
not doing
it doesn't. Whenever, like any of my devices that are on a wire, and I try to log in, that's when I have an issue because my phone is on the Wi-Fi and my computer is actually Ethernet wired in. So it won't do it. It won't do it that way. So
I'm going to test that theory.
Yeah, test away. I know with my setup, it won't. And I think it's because of whenever something is Ethernet, it doesn't work. I know when I go through my splitter, I sometimes have an issue. But again,
I am now trying myself.
Okay. It works well. I did it. I practiced it a little bit with some of my devices, and it worked. I could, as long as I was on my Kodi device, I was where I wanted that input, I could send it. So it's a great idea for people that want to get those long URLs or those long APIs on an Android device. And I need to do a video, and I'll try to do it. It'll be a short video of like 45 minutes. See, look at you both are working away. You didn't even catch that.
No,
I caught it.
I didn't.
Yeah, short video dabs, 45
Where
minutes.
do I find my IP on Fire Stick?
You got to go system info.
In
Kodi.
I don't see info. Oh, in Kodi.
Yeah.
Shit, you're right. Totally. I was going just into checking the Fire Stick.
Yeah. Because you got to have Kodi open. Kodi's got to be open. You can't have Kodi closed because it's logging into Kodi using the login and all. So Kodi has to be open. And Patsy, it's a local IP thing. I can't see any new comments. Hold on a second. Damn it. Because since my computer crashed. I'm having issues. All right, so Alban says you connect through a phone if you use remote desktop.
Yeah, mine's working.
Okay. Brad says if you have an NVIDIA Shield, you can use the NVIDIA Shield app to copy and paste. I've never used the NVIDIA Shield app. The app? I don't know, but I'll have to look into Brad. I'll have to look into my app. I've never. Yeah, Alban, I don't know what's up. Whenever I go through my splitter, sometimes it messes up my IP address because actually when it's a lot of times my Shield says my IP is 192.168.49, which
What?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's the chorus. That's the chorus screen. So yeah, so you're able to log in on yours. Okay.
Your PC isn't. You ain't got VPN running on your PC, have you?
No, I don't have that going. So yeah, so that's just an option, you guys. If you guys are wanting to do this, it's something that's. I think it's a good idea. Just to have one of those tools in your toolbox when you're having to add that big IP or that long API. It's a great idea. Because like you said, that YouTube API is like you saw, it's like yay long. I mean, they're forever long. Oh, the Shield remote app. I've never installed it on my phone. I'll look into that. I'll definitely check into yeah, and I guess you could do it via your phone. So hey folks, you got some options here. One of the other things I wanted to just highlight, and I normally talk about Shadow updates for the week because there's really not anybody making any videos on it. I don't want to do a video just every week when he does updates. Yeah, added more scrapers. There's some some scrapers that are pulling older TVs. I actually pulled the A-Team today. I pulled the A-Team and watched that. And what was it? Something else. I can't remember. Charles had me pull some other show from the early 70s, and it pulled it. And I actually was watching it. So he added some scrapers that's pulling older shows. So, and then he added some bug fixes because there was some issues once he updated with FERC and Easy News. There was some issues that those links were showing in the oh shoot, it's the one, it's not failed links, but the links that it's not sure if they're correct, they fall in a folder. If you're using Shadow and you find that it's not getting results, there's a thing where it tells you the filtered out links. Click that. Sometimes his add-on will filter out things because certain name isn't correct or doesn't look right, so it filters them out and puts it in one folder. So you can look in that folder, and if you find that the name is correct, you can use them. It's just that his automation of it filters out if certain words don't match, it filters it out when it's doing the verification. So look in that folder if you find that you're not getting some links. It's easy to do. It'll actually say open that thing, and you click it, and it shows you the links that it filtered out. It's simple fix. All right, Bass says, Dabs, it would be great if you could do a video. I don't know about the Shield app. Okay, I'll look into each of those. I'll definitely do a video showing this way of doing it, and hopefully when I do it and I'm not doing a live stream, I don't have a crash, and it'll all show. And then I can show my computer, and I can have the picture. I can have two screens. I'll have the Android device, and I'll have my computer, and I can show like I've done in other videos. That will be my goal. But during a live stream, StreamYard only allows me I can only share one screen. I can't share multiple screens. So I'm a little bit limited. So we'll work that out. So I don't know. We'll go ahead and roll out TeamViewer. The issue if you're using Fire Sticks, NVIDIA Shields, both of those do not like TeamViewer. You cannot enter any data with on either one of those devices unless those are rooted. If you have a rooted device, which not many people do for Shields or Fire devices, if they're rooted, yes, you can use TeamViewer. If they're not rooted, no, you can't.
So in other words, this works all the time.
It'll work all the time. Yeah. So
It's pretty easy. Just know the IP.
Yeah, TeamViewer will work if you say you had an unlocked Android box. If you had like a cheap Chinese Android box, sure, you can log in because they're unlocked. TeamViewer works, and you can remote. But any of the official devices, no, you can't. So this is a way around that. Patty D says, question, Real to Brid, why do I see my link saying need resolved? Do I need a fix? Patty, I'm not sure which add-on you're pointing to because I don't know what add-on that is, and I haven't seen that in the couple add-ons that I've used because I've used over the last week or two only Shadow and Saren, which I haven't watched much over the last week anyways. I have not seen it. I would think that would be a resolver issue, but I don't know because I don't know which add-on that is.
Sounds to me like an add-ons, but try and accept in and giving a bit of a message that confuses people.
Yeah. I'm not, like I said, I don't know which add-on you're using, Patty, so I'm not sure. Oh, using APKs. Okay. I don't use a lot of APKs because I really don't trust APKs. That's me. I know a lot of people love APKs. Oh, it's simple. It's this and this and this. I don't like APKs because I don't know what they put in an APK. And that's Todd, that's Dabs, how he thinks. So what it is, there's an issue. If they have that issue, the APK is not resolving the final destination for that link, if that makes sense. Because an add-on on the front end or the APK looks at websites and says, hey, do you have this movie? Do you have this movie? And they ask all these websites, do you have this movie? Then those websites say, yeah, I've got that movie. This is the link, or this is where it's at. Then the next step, which is resolve the link, resolves where it's at and takes you to that particular link. I'm trying to simplify it so that it makes sense. The resolve part is the second thing. When we use URL resolver, resolve URL, or some add-ons have their own resolvers, that's where that second part is. The APK you're using is failing on that second part. So that would be the APK's issue. That's their fault. They've got bad code. Something's updated and they've not fixed it. So that's what I would think that is. I don't know. What about you, Nemzzy or Blue? You guys, what were your thoughts on that?
I'd never trust an APK in a million years for films and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm thinking if an APK is saying that, that's if it says
it sounds to me like a custom error message. Yeah, basically, instead of giving a complex error message that might be returned by an API, they're just simplifying an error message that might accounts for a variety of reasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, people use whatever you want. I know a lot of people use APKs. I don't like them. I just don't like them.
I don't think I've used one since back in the days. What was that? Something box. Remember the box one? Showbox. Yeah. That was the last time I used one of those.
I used, what was it?
Used Terrarium.
I used Terrarium for a little while. I mean, it was like that long. I used it. I've actually tried some APKs. BTV, I'll say it was one off. I did try Zion TV. Or TV Zion, whatever, which one it is. But then he was a dick at one point and said some stuff. And now I know he didn't do any bad code. But I just don't trust somebody that says some I can put whatever I want, and then I can do this and this and this. Okay. And plus, I don't like that he's asking for money, and he's got his premium service. But that's me.
Yeah, like if they point it out there, it
Use
means
whatever
they're
you
thinking
want.
about it. Hey, if they point that out, it means they're thinking about it.
And again, he supposedly didn't add none of that malicious code. He didn't do this and this and this. But when he said it, I'm like, well, why would you even say that if you're not thinking that you might do it? And I mean, if I went on post and I said, well, I could go and shoot up the town, and I post that around Facebook and around social media, you don't think the police might not be at my door and say? And I said, well, I was just thinking of it. Well, they said you posted it. Obviously you were thinking about it as strong enough to write it. But that's just me. Use whatever you want. Use whatever you want. I just don't trust them.
I'm with you on that too. At least with Kodi add-ons, you can look at what the code is. And,
all the code is there.
Well, and the cool thing about Kodi is there are so many devs out there that the second anything new comes out, they all are looking at it. And you know what? If there's anything malicious in it, you're going to hear about it.
They want to know what somebody did that's new, that's unique.
Yep.
How did he do that? How did he get that to work?
Yeah, it's not to steal it. It's because they're curious as to what's going on in it. Yeah. But lots of times while they're looking at it, they're like, "Oh, what's that?"
Yeah. And then we've seen history of that. So
yeah, we have.
So that's just me. Again, I'm not knocking, and again, nothing against Zion TV. I try to be politically correct a lot of times because I don't want to accuse somebody. I know that he said that, and he said he never put the code in there, but it bothered me that he said it. So I didn't trust it from that point on. I'm like, no, I'm done with that. And again, he has his premium. Fine. People have his club. That's what it is. He's got a club, and people pay for it. Fine, pay for it. But I don't know. It's bad. So, all right, Nemzzy, anything else you want to close up with? Any thoughts about anything else you're working on that you want to finish us up with before we roll out of here? It's going to be earlier than 2 hours. What do you know?
No, if any dev is thinking about like adding a watch party feature to their add-on, I'm happy to show them how I achieved it. But otherwise, then no, nothing to add.
Okay, Miss Blue. Uh-oh. She had to mute the porn. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's what it was. No, I missed everything. So, night.
Okay. Well, thank you. And Andrew did point out Wednesday nights, player pass again, and it's fun. It's not a streaming show. We're not going to talk about streaming. You asked me about APKs on that show. We won't talk about it. We're talking about movies, and we want people to join the show. Patty jumped in the show. Albin's been on the show. Of course, Andrew's on there. We want to talk about the movies that we're looking at. This week is what, hon? Hot Fuzz. Yeah, that's okay. I got that. Hot Fuzz and Bad Boys for Life are the two movies that we're going to talk about this week. So that is, we ask that you watch the shows or the movies prior to the show on Wednesday night, because we pick apart the movies and you will have spoilers. So if you watch it, just expect we break it down. We each of us talk about it, and we ask for viewers to jump on and give us their thoughts about the movie. What did they think? What was there? Did they play or pass? So, and this week, guess whose pick it is? Dab's pick. I had Step Brothers was my last pick because I wanted something lighthearted and fun.
I picked a good one this week, though.
Hot Fuzz. Funny movie, especially if you're British. I don't know.
Especially if you're British. Just because you don't get it doesn't mean the whole rest of the world.
Nemzzy, Hot Fuzz. Like, what's your rating on Hot Fuzz? 1 to 10.
It's a good film, man. It's dark humor, isn't it? So yeah, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Hot Fuzz.
Yeah. See. And she's Canadian, so she's almost British. So
pretty much, actually, we have the same sense of humor.
Yeah, I'm just giving her a hard time. And Albin, the cool thing about when you watch on Wednesdays, and if Albin comes on the show, you get to see what shirt he's wearing. And as Blue will tell you, he's got some doozies.
And you can now watch party it on Kodi if you want to.
And you can watch party through Nemesis all-in-one. You're able to do the watch party. So hey, awesome stuff going on. Thanks, Nemzzy, for coming on. Thanks for sharing that your new feature on the
You're
Nemesis all-in-one. I will add the URL to the show notes, so if people want to go to your repo, install the repo, and he's got other add-ons in there. For anybody that is looking for certain kind of content, XXX is on there, and I do get messages on a regular basis about certain types of content, and I'm like, okay, this is where you can go to find that certain kind of content, and that is in that repo. And I know that there's numerous people that enjoy that type of content. Not that I do community service and try to look for that stuff. So thanks for everybody watching the show. Thanks for everybody watching. Thanks for Nemzzy again, for Blue, for joining in. And I will do my best to create a video to show the remote access into your Android device, to maybe it makes a little bit better sense than the job that I just did on tonight's show. And thanks for everybody watching. Stay safe and be kind to some people. We've got a lot of bullshit going on. I know last week I kind of went on a little rant. A lot of bullshit going on in the country and around the world. Just be nice to people and treat people fairly.
Yep.
And that's what we, if we all do that, we won't have these issues. Just treat people right.
Yep.
It's not hard.
Actually, what I'll do as well, Dabs, is I'll create a pin now that's going to last for a week. So if people use it, they won't have to enter the pin again for another week. So they can try this feature out on Nemesis.io. So it'll be dabclub, DABCLUB. I'll create that now, so that'll be active in about 5 minutes. If you use that pin, you won't be asked for a pin then for another week.
All right. So Nemzzy's going to create a pin, and I will put that in the show notes. So what he's saying is that for using stuff in their his add-on, you have to use a pin. So he'll be able to do you'll be able to put dabclub or dabclub in the for the pin, and the add-on will work for a week. It won't work for the 4 hours, work for a week. So hey, great way to try out the add-on, see if it fits your needs, if it's what you need. Then you can try out that new feature. You can do a watch party. Ask your friends to join. Watch some stuff together. So again, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Thanks for everybody hanging with me for the hour and 45 minutes. And as always, streaming matters to us because streaming matters to you. And we'll see you on Wednesday, 5 p.m. As always.